Good morning. So today, let me adjust that a tiny bit. Today we are talking about the 5 do's and 5 don'ts of building an engaged community for your business. And the reason I have put this into 5 do's and don'ts is there is a lot of support out there from me already. So you have some YouTube videos, you also have past Facebook training videos, plus if you're in the BMA, you have training videos in there for you that go into a lot of depth about building a Facebook group, growing a group, looking at your community, understanding your clients. So I'm trying to do something a little bit different to continue to support you, but also give you the fundamentals of what you should be thinking about with building and growing an engaged community. And engaged is the key word, which is why it's in capitals. So good morning, Caro. So I'm hoping by the end of this, you have some things that potentially traps maybe you've fallen into that we can help remove for you and, redirect you in the positive direction. And also some invitations of how you can improve. And I think that this is really, really important. Morning, Maria. So, morning, Kaylee. So yeah, like I said, there is a lot around this topic already that I have created and I've covered, but I want to do something slightly different and do something that involves, morning, Kirsten, do's and don'ts. Morning, Leanne. So, I think the most important thing here is to understand that the key word that I'm focusing on today is engaged, okay? Engaged. Hey, Shreya. So you could all build a community, you could all have 1 million followers, you could all, boost your Facebook page and have so many people subscribing, you could all, do ads on Instagram or whatever it might be, you could, have Google ads and YouTube ads and grow your community. But this is about building an engaged community. Morning, Hadil, and that's what I really want to focus on. Morning, Eleanor. So I really want to spend the time this morning allowing you to shift away from the numbers and thinking that this is about building a big community, when actually this is about building an engaged community. Hello, Helen. Good morning. So I'm hoping that this is going to not only give you some very quick wins and tangible things you can take away, but also give you some things to think about. So the first thing, as always, when we do these lives is I like to do a bit of a daily inventory. So can you let me know your one word of how you are feeling today, or how you felt in your week, how you want to feel at your weekend? It's up to you, choose. But I would love to find out how you're feeling and how you're doing before we get into this live and really spend this time together teaching you what you can do to focus on engagement rather than numbers and what that can look like for you. So let me know, how are you feeling? What's your one word? And then I'll get started. Proud. I'm glad. And so you should. So excited for you. Anyone else? Overwhelmed. Hello, Nicola. Well, I'm glad that you are here. This is going to help. Spending time with me and all these other like-minded ladies is going to help you remove the overwhelm and give you some clarity, and I really, really hope that as well. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm really glad that you're here, hon. In flow. I love that, Maria. Mixed feelings. Okay, Hadil. That's good. What are those mixed feelings? And that's good. We can really focus on that. And that's exactly why you're here. Perfect timing. Anyone else? This is a conversation, so I'm not moving on until I hear from you. So anyone else willing to share maybe how they're feeling now, or how they have felt this week, how they want to be feeling, what they're focusing on bringing in. Morning, Kate. I would love to hear from you. And if you are here and you have shared, thank you so much for making this a conversation and allowing this to be a two-way dialogue, which is always super important and something that I really, really value, especially, talking to my phone and being live. It's really, really nice to actually become part of your experience as well. And if you are feeling overwhelmed or you are feeling mixed feelings, that's totally okay. And we are here to create for you something that's going to give you some tangible, quick wins and things to really focus on. And when we're learning and making progress, we always feel better. So happy people and positive people feel at their best when they're making progress. Feeling positive, feeling happy for the weekend and excited for tomorrow's 3 coaching sessions. Yes, so excited for you. I'm so excited for you, and you have to let me know how they go. That's amazing. Morning, Megan. So, as we go through, of course, you can ask me any questions, and I'm more than willing to answer them. And what I would love to do is go through the do's and then the don'ts. Okay, so that's the aim for me. Morning, Melissa. Evening for you. Hey, Evelina. I'm going to be going through the don'ts and then the do's, sorry. So the things that you don't want to do when you're trying to build an engaged community, and then the do's. And my first question for you, well, my second question after we've done our inventory is, where are you building your engaged communities? Let me know. What platforms? Where are they? Where are you building your engaged communities? Hey, morning. Yeah, lovely to see yours too. Where are you building your engaged communities? Let me know what platforms you're using. Morning, Steph. Yeah, let me know where that is for you, just so I can kind of gauge where it is that you're spending your time and your focus with your communities. Instagram mainly, but also Facebook. Yeah, perfect. Instagram, Facebook group. Instagram, but want to grow LinkedIn too. Perfect. Yeah, we can talk about that as well. Anyone else? Oh, I've got a tip actually then for you for your Instagram. I'm writing that down. Starting up on Instagram initially, but my aim to move across to Facebook. Facebook is getting me a lot more engagement. Yeah, definitely for your target audience, for sure. Facebook and YouTube, but also my real focus is on Instagram. I've got a private focus, Facebook public business page. Yeah, I'm also on Instagram, but most of the people who engage with me there are my friends. Okay, good. That's good to recognise that and see where you are with everything. Insta and Facebook, but haven't begun to build a following yet. I'm just starting out. Perfect. Also, for those of you that have just joined, I just want to direct you and make sure that you are aware of this. If you're in the BMA, the Bold Moves Academy, there are resources and trainings in there that deal with specific areas of building an engaged community. There's a video and a training on how to build a Facebook group and build engagement in there. There's support in there about how to build engagement in your content. So if you want a more detailed and in-depth version and support, please make sure you watch those materials and bonuses inside the BMA. And Nicola, if you're not in there, that would be an amazing place for you to spend time. There's a lot of startup entrepreneurs inside the BMA that are therefore having my coaching and support on a much deeper level and consistent level than just hopping in and out of lives. So let me know if you want more information about that. But yes, so Facebook group, not focused on my business page yet. That's definitely something we can talk about. All right, now what I want you to do is just let me know how engaged is your audience currently? So out of 5. So 1 is they're not very engaged and 5 is very engaged. I watched it. Excellent. And definitely putting strategies in practice. Good. I'm so glad you watched that, Hadil. Brilliant. Yes, please. I'd love more info. For sure. The link is in the caption of this live, hun. So definitely the link is in the caption of this live. There's 50 amazing female entrepreneurs in there already. And we're doing an awesome April challenge focused on, progress and making sure we keep accountable. And there's 6 prizes. There's some more free resources that are dropping tomorrow, actually, which is amazing. So yes. Hey, Sam, definitely let me know. 3. Hey, Kiana, how are you? Siana, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I used to be a teacher, so that's important for me to know if I'm pronouncing it right. A 3, a 1. Okay, anyone else? How engaged are your community? 1 being not very, and 5 is very. Instagram about 3 or 4, it's growing. I love that, Evelina. Yes, love that. BMA is amazing. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad. I'm so freaking glad. That is like my real passion at the moment. A 3. Okay, perfect. Hey, morning, Simone. How are you? A 3. Anyone else? Any other numbers that you're throwing out there? So we've got a 1, we've got some 3s and a 3 and a 4. Where is everyone else that is joining us? Hey, Shani, how are you? Good morning. A 1. Well, this is going to be perfect for you. And like I said, there's a lot more resources inside the BMA that go into a lot more detail, which obviously I can't do in one live. 1 at the start. Yeah, Steph, you're in the right place. I'd say 3 for me in Facebook, but it depends on the post. Good. Okay, lots of engagement with questions posts, but barely any on the videos. Right, we can talk about that. And Melissa, that we can go through that as well. You know what? I've been going live every single week for 12 weeks so far, and engagement is gradually getting better. Yesterday, someone commented that never comments, and my latest live resonated with her. See, Hadil? Makes a difference. Consistency. Hey, Sarah. Morning. A 1 at the moment, just starting out. That's okay. That's good. This is going to be good for you. And remember, Sarah, you've got resources in the BMA that can help you and go in detail with this as well about what to share and how to share it to build engagement. The BMA ladies do, but genuinely, I don't get much. Okay, right, we can talk about that. 1, not at work. I struggle to find content that's not completely relevant. Irrelevant. I own a hair salon. Right, well, that's okay. We can talk about that. Some of my clients are actually own salons, and I did a training yesterday on this. So we can definitely talk about that, hon, for sure. Morning. Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, mainly friends jump on that. Instagram is new to me, but getting seen by similar pages. Right, that's good. That's good. Okay, so this is a really, really apt live training then for you all, which is exciting. So, like I said, I'm going to go through, what could be useful is I'd love to be able to support you as well, but usually in these trainings, I kind of rattle through what I want to teach you and you take notes. But if you do have questions, then please pop them in here, because now is your time to do that, because of course we're live together. But hopefully you have a pen and a paper or somewhere to take notes. Let me know. For these recent trainings, I've actually been taking notes so that I stay as on task as possible and in focus. So once I get started, I can then just go. So let me know if you're ready to take notes, and then I'm going to start, okay? Which is super important. So we're going to do the don'ts first, and then we're going to do the do's. And if you have questions, we can go through those sporadically, throughout. So everyone ready with pen and paper? I really want to get going, but I just want to make sure that you're able to take notes and, get action from this and content. So whether it's some thumbs up or yeses or whys or smiley faces, whatever it might be, ready, just so I know, because I do talk quickly. Ready. Love that emoji as well. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry, Katie, you're here now, my fabulous one. A thumbs up. Okay, that just popped up on the screen. There's 3 of you that are currently ready. Taking notes. 4, 5. 5 of you ready. Anyone else? Because once we're starting, we're starting. Ready. Okay, good. Ready. Brilliant. Ready and listening. Then we'll watch and take notes. Okay, that's perfect. I've literally just woken up. I have one eye open watching you. I love that though. Yeah, I woke up like 10 minutes before the live. Pen and paper ready. Good. I'm so glad, Nicola. Ready. Good. Okay, fabulous, ladies. Yes, I'm so excited for you to all be taking action. And can I say, if this is your first live with me, Nicola and Kiana, I am so glad that you are here. Seriously, I love doing these and I love connecting with you. So I'm so glad that you are here spending your Saturday morning with me and with my amazing, amazing ladies learning and growing. That is amazing. Ready, and I can watch the replay for notes. Perfect, Melissa. Yes, Hadil, perfect. Okay, so the don'ts. We're going to do the don'ts first, just to get them out of the way. And if you are doing them, that doesn't matter. This isn't about judgment, but this is about me giving you as much as possible in this next, half an hour free training session. So the don'ts. Number 1, you don't want to create content that isn't based on you, your ideas and your passions. So if you're seeing content from other people, or you're looking at content from others and you're like, oh, that's so good, I want to use that, make sure that you put a spin on it that has your words, your copy, your energy, your voice and your creativity in it. So the first thing that I would say is you want to, especially with your group and on your platform, you want to try and bring as much personal content as possible to your platform instead of content that you've taken from other places, because it makes it much harder for them to be engaged with you as your content isn't original to them and maybe they've seen it before. So try as much as possible to always put your personal spin on anything that you're learning or seeing and your creativity and your ideas, so that people engage with you because they know that it's things that you have built or you have designed or you have thought about or written. That's the first don't. The second one, don't create inconsistency within your platform. So when you're thinking about engagement, and this is exactly what Hadil is now doing, going live once a week for 12 weeks, it takes time for people to, which leads into a positive do later on, but it takes time for people to fully come on board with building up communication with you and learning about what you stand for, who you are, what your energy is like. So if you are saying, I'm going to go live, every Monday for the next 6 Mondays, and then 2 Mondays in, you don't go live, that's creating a really difficult platform for you, because you don't know who has put those in their calendar, and you don't know who is ready to learn from you and who is really ready to show up. So make sure that you are thinking about what can you do that is consistent for you and your platform, but also that allows them to come on that journey with you. So even, for example, let's take Kiana with the hair salon. Every Saturday you could have a style Saturday, and you do a training or a video about a new style, or something that you can do at home, something you can do when you do come to the salon. So every Saturday people get into this idea of having a style that's going to be given to them, an idea that's going to be given to them. And again, everything that I create and think about, I always want to I personally come from an original space. I try as much as possible not to look at what other people in my area are doing, so that I always create my own creative genius. And I always think about what can I do that creates consistency for them as much as me. So my second don't, and then obviously that leads into a do, is don't create inconsistencies, because that also makes it really hard when new people find you. If people then find you, find your pages, find your communities, and it's really hard to see where you fit into that. If you aren't visible, but you have some of your members or your people in your pages or your groups, and they're really visible, they'll be like, well, I don't know who's actually facilitating this, who's driving this forward, whose group is this. So you want to make sure that when you are being consistent, that means that your community is seeing you, they're seeing the value that you're giving them and that you're providing. And that is really important if you want people to be engaged. Engagement, remember, is the key here. It's not just about getting the world and his wife to come and follow you, it's about having engagement. The third don't sell too soon. If you start selling too soon without knowing your systems, without having a strategy in place, without having a long-term plan in place, it can actually be something that is more detrimental than it is beneficial. So really have a plan in place about what you want to do to build engagement, connection, trust, community, energy, positivity, before we focus on selling. If we are selling too soon, that becomes a platform that's really, really hard to change if people then see that all we're doing is trying to promote something all the time. And when I say too soon, usually that's, when you're starting and when you're at the beginning and you've got all of these passions to drive everything forward, but ultimately we need to focus on engagement first. We really need to focus on community and engagement. And then the next one is, the fourth don't overload. So if you do have a group or a page or an Instagram, you don't have to overload and feel like you need to put something in there every single minute of every single day. So a group, for example, you don't need to post and ask questions and do a live every single day and give articles. On your page, your business page, you don't need to share everything from Instagram to your page. You don't need to continually bombard everybody. You want people to have quality over quantity, so they can have time to absorb, time to learn. Hello, Rebecca. They can have time to learn. They can have time to understand. They can have time to actually consume. So it's really, really important that you think about, good morning, not overloading. So, and this is really important because I know sometimes, especially when you start a group, you want everyone to be really engaged and you want everyone to connect with you. But in doing that, maybe you're actually giving them too much and they don't actually have time to consume it. They don't actually have time to be like, I don't know what's going on and I'm getting tagged left, right and centre. So really make sure that you're thinking about a strategy to build engagement. Engagement isn't just putting everything in there all the time. It's about having quality content, okay? So that's really important. Let me just go back and read this question because it came up. How do you know when the right time to sell is? Well, Melissa, you're in the BMA and May is all about sales and selling. So I'm going to go into that in more detail in there about when to sell, how to sell, what to look at when you're selling, when the right time to sell is, how to sell authentically, how to sell with ease. I'm going to go through all of that in there. So don't worry. And if you're not in there, then the link is on this live. Good morning, Jenny. So that's the next thing. Don't overload and don't feel like you have to over deliver either. You don't have to prove your worth to your community. Ultimately, if you give them something of value and they're like, wow, this is so good, and then you show up the following week, they're going to want to be there because they saw the last thing and it was good. And yeah, it's important to remember, I'm very conscious of what I post and when, definitely. And it really does make a difference if you also think about, and we're not even on the do's yet, so this is just the don'ts. So definitely overloading them can actually sometimes be really difficult for them to decipher what it is to do next. They could then actually become more overwhelmed than find clarity. So doing things that doesn't overload and actually really empowers them is super important. So I remember, and this is what I did for the first 18 months of my business when I had a group, which I closed at the start of this year with just under 3,000 members in it. Which I'll go into in another live if you want me to. But so I would go live every Friday and Sunday in my group, and I would ask them what they wanted me to cover. And they were the main 2 times I went into my group. I might do a post once or twice, but apart from that, that was how I used my group to go live and to serve. And then questions would come, comments on videos. I might then post about something specific that's happening. But that's really important for me to actually understand that when I was building my group, I would still post on Instagram every single day. But my group, where I served that value, I wasn't going live every single day or doing a post or a photo or anything like that. I did selfie challenges and fun things like that. But in terms of serving content, I didn't overload them. And I still don't now. Like if you look at my business page, at the moment, I'm trying to create a schedule where I go live twice a week. And you'll see this if you follow me on Instagram. I put the schedules in there for you. And I'm in here maybe twice a week, and people are here because it's full of content and value, but I'm not going live every single day. It's really, really hard to manage that. And I'm going to talk about that in the do's. Evening, Becky. This is what I do. 1 on tips, what they've chosen, and 1 on coaching questions. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, I know. I'm super excited for that, Melissa, as well. So let's talk about the do's. Okay, actually, my final don't. I've been posting 6 days a week. Okay, Melissa, so you might want to reduce that. You might want to reduce that and think about, can I create 3 quality pieces of content that people can take away and implement and use and benefit from, and reduce the amount of time that you're on there. Love your top. Thank you so much. I actually wore it yesterday for a guest expert, but then I changed, so I thought I'm just going to wear it again. And Kiana, don't judge me, my hair's very greasy. So these headbands are actually very handy because you can't see the grease under here either. So loving that as well. So the final don't is, please do not build a community without having your passion behind it. Because ultimately, building a community is like building your friendship circle. You have to have a passion for the people you're spending time with. So why are you building a community? It cannot just be a business building exercise. It has to be a passion building exercise as well. So let me just break that down for you a little bit more. Of course, if you are using social media to build your brand awareness, build your connections, build your community, that is an amazing business strategy, of course, because you want to have your ideal clients connected to you. But you also, aside from the business strategy, are doing this because you're passionate about how you want to help people, or how you want to serve people, how you want to build their confidence, how you want to transform their life, their relationships, their health, their hair, whatever it might be. You have a passion for that as well. So it's really important that as you build your engaged community, you're also focusing on the fact that you are passionate about it too. There has to be an element of passion as well as business strategy, because that's what you infuse your community with. And if you want to do this for the long haul, which of course, business is, if you want to do this for the long haul, then it is really important you're passionate about what you're doing. So, pardon me, for me to still be able to show up and do these lives when I have a full one-to-one coaching schedule, my group 12-month mastermind, my amazing BMA membership, Instagram, my podcast, is really important to recognize that there has to be a passion there too, because otherwise it will definitely just fall off. And you don't want that. You don't want it to just become something that peters off, because once you build an engaged community, it's your responsibility to keep the engagement because you are the facilitator. Love all of the love hearts, Rebecca. Hello. Ooh. So it's really important that it's your responsibility to continue to grow that community and to continue to build that engagement. So before I go into the do's, another love heart, I freaking love these. What I'd love to do before we go into the do's of things that I would recommend you do for engaged community. Hello, Laura. Happy weekend. The other thing that I wanted... also, I need to let you know something. Drum roll. It's actually Luke's birthday tomorrow. And to celebrate Luke's birthday, we actually have 5 new resources that are going to be uploaded into the BMA. So if you're here and you're watching and you're in the BMA, I just wanted to celebrate that with you very quickly. It's his birthday tomorrow. He wants to obviously boycott, you know, because we're not in the Amazon and in Peru and Bolivia, which was our original plan. But, you know, we're at home and we'll just celebrate at home instead. But, so that is also something that's happening that just came to me. Now, what I would like to do before I go into the do's of running an engaged community, the do's, is find out from you, what is, thanks Leanne, the other thing that I would like to ask you, what are you currently doing that does build engagement? What are you currently doing that does build engagement? So before I give you my do's list, which they are juicy, be ready. What are you currently doing that does build engagement? Oh, ideal. We'll get there. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow. So we're going to have a nice weekend. But thanks, everyone. Go, all right, girls. Everyone's wishing you a happy birthday, Luke. Don't know if you can hear me, but... Okay, so what are you currently doing that builds engagement already? And then I'm going to give you my golden nuggets. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7. I have 7 golden nuggets that I'm sharing with you about how you can build an engaged community. So there are 7 golden nuggets. Thanks, girls. Started lives, polls, posts, my challenge that's starting. Yes, perfect. So what does currently build the most engagement? Do you find that polls build the most engagement? Do you feel lives are building the most engagement? Is it your posts? So what are you currently all doing that does build the most engagement? That's my question for you. What are you currently doing that does build the most engagement? Joe, hi. Happy weekend. Polls always get a good response. Okay, good. Questions, polls, and just ran a competition. I love that, Kiana. Competitions, freaking love a competition. Posting a variety of posts, so informative, interactive. Yeah, so Rebecca, which ones get you the most engagement? Started to do a live. Yeah, lives are really good. I'm working through the content creation in the BMA, so I'm all ears for what works best. Yes, the content creation resource in the BMA is also really, really useful. Lives, okay. I ask my community questions and get them to share things that we can all benefit from. I also recently asked them to post selfies of what they're grateful for. Yeah, I love that. That's so good. Selfie challenges, really good for building engagement. My card readings and polls always gets more attention. Good. I've started putting a love heart on something in a post or a question on a CTA to comment. Also my lives. Polls and questions in my group and stories. I would say polls get the most. I'm showing genuine interest on my followers' content. Good. How are we getting them to show interest in yours? Polls, posts with a good CTA, ones people relate to. Yeah, CTAs are really important. I've run challenges. One had great engagement, 2 others didn't do so well. I'm running another challenge next week. Good. So also making sure we don't run challenges too frequently so that people have time to implement and see the progress. But that's good. Running challenges is a really, really good way to boost and increase engagement for sure. So here are my do's for you. So these 7 golden nuggets. If you have questions, please let me know. And also for anyone that is new or doesn't spend as much time on my lives with me, I also wanted to remind you, everything that I teach and everything I talk about with my clients is a call to action. So a call to action, an invite to respond, is things that I have done. So I always stand by making sure that my business is run from things that I have done and have worked. And I always make sure that whatever I teach my clients, I know works and succeeds because I've done it and so have my clients. So I stand by that. I also always stand by the fact that I always deliver things in my way. I use alliteration. I use metaphors. I always design and create all of my own resources. I put my own spin on it. I do research, but then I use my methodology. So everything that I'm going to teach you and everything that all of these nuggets are from things that I have done, executed, implemented and succeeded at, and things that my clients have done that have created similar results. And for me, these are really important things that I value as a business owner. the way that my content, I know, is always mine. I've created it, I've redesigned it, I've made sure that it has my quirks and personalities, and that's a tip I always invite you to think about doing as well. Love your metaphors. Yes, I love an analogy. I always make sure that I do things in a different way. I think it's really, really important in your businesses as well that you are creating fresh, innovative and original content, and that you can walk the walk that you ask your clients to do as well, or your staff or your customers, whatever it might be, that you are coming from that place of authenticity, but also building your authority in the expert areas that you have actually worked and succeeded in. So when people call me Sold Out Sam, I didn't call myself that, but I do sell out very easily and sales comes very quickly to me, but I teach you how to do that through the things that I have done. So it's really, really important. I used to be terrified of lives. I started by posting pre-recorded, then moved into lives and consistency. Yes, knowing your IC, ideal client, and knowing what content they can resonate with brings me the best engagement, 100%. 100%. If you don't know that as well, that's really, really important. And if you are in the BMA, there is an ideal client attractor resource. And if it's not in there, it's one of the bonuses that is coming tomorrow. Now, my 7 golden nuggets, I digress. But here we go. The first one is you need to build positive habits. So when you build positive habits, that means you are doing something. So Kiana, this would be really, really good for you. And Joanna, this would be really good for you. Nicola, this would be really good for you as you're starting. Build positive habits so people start to know when they're going to see certain things from you. So for me, for example, on my Instagram, I've started doing this week. Every day I'm doing a daily business boost. That's going to become a positive habit that my community see every day from me and my platform that makes them want to come back and see the next one. So creating daily or weekly positive habits. People in general, all of us, society, we like consistency and we like to create habits. And habits that work. So positive habits. So even if you think about, I know everyone loves Mrs. Hinch. The habits, the things that she does, Hinched, all of the comments, the phrases that she uses, we create positive habits that we connect to that content and that person. So what can you be doing to create positive habits in your content? Can you have one day a week where you share something specific? Can you have one day a week where you create a theme? Can you have one day a week where you do something that promotes X, Y, and Z? Can you do one day a week which is a tutorial? What can you be doing to build positive habits for your community? When you build a habitual behavior that they associate with positivity and something that they can connect with, they are much more likely to come back, so you have a higher retention rate. And number 2, they are much more likely to engage because they want more of it. So when people know that they can benefit from this positive habit, this positive involvement that you've created for them, they're much more likely to engage because they want this to happen again. So what can you be doing in your businesses, in your content, with your communities, on your platforms to create positive habits? And again, this can change all of the time. So I decided, I'm going to do a daily business boost every day. I started that last week. I'm always thinking of new things that I can do for my community to create these positive habits. These lives, these tutorials, I started them properly again, maybe 2 weeks ago, creating a schedule, promoting it on my Instagram, having a template, letting everyone see it, giving you the dates and the times, coming over here. All of these things are things that you can continue to refine, change and adapt, but it's the principle of knowing that you've got positive habits. Okay, Steph, we'll see you soon. So making sure that you're creating positive habits. I'm going to focus on building a business when being a new mum on my 6th, but yes, building a business as a new mum, that is an amazing positive habit. There are lots of mums that are passionate, committed, and the new mums, and they're looking for things that they can really sink their teeth into so that they can continue to think about how they can upskill during their time on maternity or what they can do to learn and grow. It's so important. So this is something that I would like all of you as an invitation to really think about. What are you doing to build positive habits? I've started a self-care daily challenge. Okay, perfect. Daily challenge. Remember what I was saying. Make sure people have the chance to actually do them, these self-care daily challenges. So maybe you do them every other day. No worries. See you soon, Melissa. Maybe you do it every other day so people do have the time to do them. But yeah, that's just food for thought. I love that. 100%, Jenny. Love that. Okay, the next one, which I've already shared, so this is a quick one. Create originality. So everything that you're doing, you want to be as original as possible. This is really interesting to start thinking about. You're so welcome, Charmaine. Sorry, I pressed send before I finished typing. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here, Charmaine. And like I said, there's so much extra support that's coming around this topic as well. So create originality. Make sure that what you're creating is yours, that you have created, you're excited about it, it's got your stamp on it, it's got your energy, your vibe. Create originality. That's really important. The next thing, you always want to make sure that you are focusing on how can your community share with you. So this is when selfie challenges are really important, progress pictures, what they've done at home, what they've learned, what are they reading, what tools are they looking at, what podcasts, anything that allows them to share with you. If you create a community that invites people to share with you, they are much more likely to feel, which is my next one, valued. So you always want to make sure that you are doing something that allows people to share with you what they are doing, their experiences, what they're focusing on, okay? How can you invite them to show you a part of their life too and bring you into their experience? Which leads on to the next one, which is adding value. When you're building an engaged community, you've always got to think about adding value too. So your engaged community. So for example, this is my free platform. I then have my BMA, which is a really low investment to have me as your coach and have an amazing, invaluable community of female entrepreneurs. And then I have my one-to-one and blah, blah, blah. But I still need to add value on this platform and serve you and support you and be here as someone that can help you grow. So adding value, so even as you grow and your business grows, recognizing that building engagement and a community and adding value is always the fundamentals to you growing and scaling your business. So even if it is with a hair salon, what can you do to add value when people aren't in the salon, when people aren't connected to you in real life? How can you add value? What can you do to get all of these people to follow you somewhere, to be on your mailing list, to connect with you, to join in with competitions and challenges? How can we add value? I've said in my stories that what I'll do is ask them what they found useful. If so, do a new weekly one to carry it on. I've said in my stories that I'll do it now. Oh yeah, perfect. So you could do it for 1 week and then say, do you need more time? How are you getting on with the self-care? Would it be easier if we had every other day? For sure. So it's something that you could definitely adapt, but it's such a good concept. You just want to make sure people don't feel overwhelmed by doing it and they actually do take it as self-care rather than just a task to tick off. Okay, the next thing that you want to do is have a plan in place. With your engaged community, there has to be a plan. So if you are, for example, launching right now, there still needs to be a plan for your free community where you're showing up and building engagement and adding value. If you're not launching, there still needs to be a plan where you're engaging, showing up and adding value. So what is your plan for your content on your platforms that build engagement? Do you have specific days that you'll go live? Do you have specific themes for your stories? Do you have things that you're going to do to build positive habits? Do you have ideas of content and captions that you want to do? What are you doing to create a plan? Also, from there, you can then think about what's the knock-on effect. Christina, hello, happy weekend. So nice to see you. What are you then doing as a knock-on effect? So if you've got a plan, for example, from this live, what's the knock-on effect? After this, you could watch my YouTube trainings around building a community. You could watch my other Facebook trainings on this page. You could message me because you want to come and join the Bold Moves Academy and you can come and enroll and become part of that epic movement. You could message me for more tips and tricks and asking questions. So there always needs to be a plan and a CTA, call to action, that leads people somewhere else. You want to keep your community with you as long as possible so that they can see the value in learning from you and what you can offer and how you can make them feel and how you can serve them and what you've got on offer. So making sure you actually have a plan is super important. Making sure that you are doing things for a strategy and have a plan. Okay, the next one. You have to do it for them too. So as much as building engagement is, I've spoken about the BMA so much that even my fiance knows what it is. Go on, Mark. Love that. You have to be in it for them too. So when you're building engagement in your community and you're building engagement in your environment, knock-on effect is this. The knock-on effect is what can they do next? What can they do next? What's the ripple effect? What are you asking them to do next? So do it for them too. You're building your engaged communities, not just for you, it's for them. How are you adding value for them? Always think about that. Reflect it back. How am I adding value for them? How am I giving them something extra that they can take away with that will make them want to come back? And my final one is, you need to make sure you are continually investing in yourself in order for you to grow. If you want to continue to build engagement and be part of a community that wants to stay with you and loves your originality, you are going to have to continue learning and investing in yourself and your growth and upskilling and up-leveling, because that allows people to continually see your growth, your progress, and want to do that too. And you become that marker, you become that aspiration, someone that's always making progress and moving and driving forward. And that's something that you want to do. And also, the other reason that's important, you can't ask people to do something that you're not willing to do. So if you're inviting people to work with you, but you haven't worked with someone, it's really important to then think about, what was that experience like for you? What did that experience look like for you? Morning, Gemma. What did that experience look like for you? And then that's how you know how to replicate it. So it's really important you recognise that. You've got to be doing things that you have also done and inviting people to then do because you have done them too. So hopefully I've given you lots of ideas there. There's 6 don'ts, 7 do's of things that you can be doing to focus on engagement. And of course, like I said, you know, originality, making sure that it's coming from you, your ideas, your content, making sure that you are doing things that are built around you and your business, making sure that you are showing up in the way that you want them to, building your content, adding value, positive habits. There's so many things. So I really, really hope that this gives you lots of tangible impact and, you know, tangible action, and things that you can do to move forward. And we are on 45 minutes. So for the replay, we want to make sure that it's not too long for them. So I hope this has been useful. I really, really hope you have an amazing weekend. I really hope that this has given you lots of things to think about. And again, like I said, everything that I teach is because I have done it personally myself, and I know that it works and it can work, and I do that with my clients, and I think that's really important. So I stand by what I create and what I do because it's what I've done. You're so welcome, and I'm so glad you've been here live. I really, really hope you've had a lovely experience with us, and I hope you come back. And I really hope you have a lovely weekend, everyone, and really, really enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. You're so welcome, Jenny. And I really am excited to, you're so welcome. That's okay, Tam, but I'm really excited for next Sunday. Make sure you send me your address. Today's a research and learning day. Love that. I'm going to have a lovely weekend off, which I'm super excited for. Thank you for all of the love. And remember that on Monday, you have another training on here, on this page, about how to be a class act in your field. How to be a class act in your field. You're so welcome, everyone. Thank you so much, Nicola, and I'm so glad you've been here live. And yes, if you want any more information, DM me, inbox me on Facebook, and also click that link at the top and you can come and connect with us for sure. We'd love to have you and welcome you. But I hope you have an amazing weekend, everyone, and enjoy.